Hi guys, and welcome back to House of Fun. Alright, it is always fun. Well, today we are working back on lighting again. Now, it's all pieced back together for what I have. I've got the original exhaust for what was in the old quad. It was to this engine. So I'm just trying to get some spacing done around the exhaust so it can go on, because some of the plastics are being pushed out. So it's got pressure on it, it's not fitting right. I'm going to take that out and cut out all of that lot and see what it clears like, and I might just leave it after that to clear itself and we'll see what happens. But I am still waiting on the new split hub for the back here. I've had to go 428 pitch chain because they don't do 420s, so it'll be 420 this side on here, and then it'll be 428 down from there, chain straight into that. And we're going to have some rollers and stuff in the middle of that just to stop the chain from bagging around, and I'll make up a cover for the chain for my feet and everything. But yeah, I will bring you guys back on once I've got a bit more done and I've got this all cleared out. And I was an idiot, I cut the freaking plastics out to meet up with this, because it was going to go like that, and I cut the clearance out the front and I changed my mind when I realised so it was shorter. Obviously I've added the pipe in the middle, but it was the down to the side, so I used it as a side tail kicker. But it actually looks pretty mint once it's down on the floor. I'm really hoping the footage is not jumping around as much as it is right now while I'm filming. My phone's screwing up, so might end up having to get a new phone before I carry on, but we'll work it out. I will pause for just a second and put this thing down on the floor, and I'll show you the side kick. It looks kind of cool. So she's down on the floor now. It always looks better when it's on the bloody floor. Like, mind the pole, it's for the umbrella. It started raining on me, but side kicker. Right, it's off the floor in a minute, and obviously we already know that that gets more height at the back end. I have put it quite low, but I am raising the front. So I have screwed up the front. I believe these need to tilt backwards. So maybe, I don't know, I have no idea. I've got to research them some more, but we'll look it up. But yeah, we'll get the steering sorted out. We'll get that exhaust bracket up. I'm going to try and get some foot plates put in. I don't know, just to cover that exhaust for one, and then so I know where to put my feet. And then I can start working on getting in there and getting a brake pedal this side and the throttle this side. But there's enough space in here for a throttle, and I'd say there's enough space in here for a brake assembly of some sort. So I keep saying it, but it's getting there. This thing is going to be an utter blast. Oh, and these I've decided, sorry, but the second windows are going. I don't fit in it. I can't open my legs wide. I knock on these, they're just in the way, and to meet up with the plastics for the rest of that, it's going to be an absolute freaking nightmare. So they're gone, they're going. But yeah, I will get that exhaust all sorted out, and I'll come back and show you the mounts and get some other bits and pieces done up. I'm still at this, but now we actually have a sprocket that is welded. See, don't look at the welds, people. They're not, you know, they're not there. They're shit. They're shit. Shush. Shush. I will do some sort of, I don't know, welding college or school or shit or something at some point. I think I'll just keep teaching myself. I'm just going well enough at the moment. I haven't died yet. Touch wood. That's my shed. It's made out of wood. Touch wood. Not dead yet. But I've got it to the point that that bearing now slides on and off very, very nicely. So I have it. We have trying to do this one-handed. I should have set the tripod up, but I always say that. Right, so that fits in nicely. We'll have that a little bit of slap, but tension of this side, and then we get the sprocket off of there. But okay, so this is an old one. Teeth aren't the greatest. I am about to order a new one, and I'm hoping it turns up tomorrow. I'm going to try and do Amazon, and yeah, get it tomorrow or the day after. I got the new piece turning up for the rear axle in the next 2 days. So that slots on. That goes into reasonably about there. I over welded up the shaft to make my space there instead of having washers in there, and ground it back to the right point, which I will do to here as well, I think. This one might be a bit more of a take off and redo job, but once it's done and it'll be a lot nicer. I've got my attachment bolts all up there for it. I've still got lining up on the stand, so, but it's getting there, and I've got chain. It's old, but I'm going to connect together. It will do. I'm not too fast. It'll do. I still need to sort the steering out, but at the end of the day, I will get this thing to the point it's about ready to run, and get it to spin them back wheels on a stand. And then I'm going to get the front sorted out. I'll probably take it for a drive. It's me. I'm too eager to get it out. I've only got first and reverse, so I still need to take the engine apart. So we are really in no rush at the minute, guys. It just, you know, things need sorting out. The engine is fine on the inside. I just put it together wrong. That was my doing. Yeah, idiot. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I pissed around with the gears so much that when I put it back together, I thought they were correct, and it wasn't. So we'll get that sorted and address all that out, and I'm going to get this all ordered and welded. I was just about to say welded and take it off and start welding it, but it's an old sprocket. We're not doing that. Brand new ones. The only one that can stay old is the little dinkier one is my camera's that side of my phone. That tiny little dry sprocket up there is the only one that can stay in there for now, and I'll just replace that later down the line because it's easy to take in and out. Oh, and also I almost forgot, the bar that was in there, it's still the same bar, but I cut it in half, and that is the other half, which just so happens to fit back into the bearings nicely. So I did it on purpose. I now have two shafts, and if this gear ratio is wrong because I'm welding to the shaft, I can redo with that one and get them right, and maybe have two different sets of gearing, one for high speed and one for drifting. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out along the way, but we got two bars, we've got alternatives. There is, if I've messed up along the line, we can fix that. So yeah, I'm going to go and get this ordered up, and in the next couple of days I'll have all this lot. We have a new part turn up. This is a 35 tooth 428 rear split sprocket. She looks gorgeous. She looks gorgeous. But I'm a tit. You know, I've said it. I'm a tit. That hole in the middle, that's 30 mil. That bar there, that bar, it's fucking 25. That, I titted up like a hospital. Messed that one up. So I'm kind of tripping over that. Fuck. Geez, man, I almost ended up really on my face. So I'm sort of hoping inside diameter of 30, outside diameter of bar 25, wall thickness 2.5. Let's make that. Almost fits, little bit out, but like, what if I use parts of the bar, maybe even parts of that bar, because that just almost fits better, like this curve there, but that's a lot of fucking cutting. So we might find another bar that's round and a little smaller that actually fits closer to that, they're still 2.5 thick. And we will try and cut stuff up and we'll make our spaces. So I'm praying that that goes on, and then she'll fit on the shaft and actually stay on, but it's gonna look so sick. I can't wait. But yeah, well, I messed up, but instead of rebuying more shit, I think I'll just make it do. This is a budget scarpet project. It's one of my little build-its in my garden, so screw it. It's never going to be truly right. This is me trying to build it. Until I get better equipment, and oh, I don't know. I'll try and figure something out. But yeah. Until then, I'm going to probably start trying to tick off some of the lists that I wrote out. I've got to-do lists for Frank and Scooter and for Lightning McQueen, and Lightning McQueen's like 3 or 4 page long, so we'll try and get some of that done. So guys, still at it, and we had a new bit turn up. That is 428 15 tooth sprocket. So I need to, here's the original, well, the shaft I've cut down, it don't fit. Right, so we'll do what we did with the other one, and we'll take my Dremel and we'll take these out. Not all the way, just part way, just until it fits. I might just do a lot more centre grinding on these. I kind of learned that last time. So grind out the centres, work on the sides later, and it kind of just helps a little bit. But we'll get that all ground out with the Dremel, and we'll get it put on to the other one of these that's on Lightning at the moment, and that is the second gear for the half shaft. So yeah, new parts are turning up, hopefully. Oh, this one's correct this time. The other sprocket for the back end isn't. I'm gonna have to play with that some, but yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, I will get this all sorted and dremeled out. Here we have it. What side did I just put on? Hold on, 2 seconds. I'll give it a clean, and I don't even know that side. This one, this end. I've just put this one on. It doesn't look great, but I've ground back and rewelded and ground back and rewelded, and it's actually on there quite a lot better than this end, which I'm probably just going to wait for it to let loose and then re-weld it again. But yeah, that's all good. Look, thinner, thicker, 420, 428. It's just a heavier duty chain, it's the same, it's just heavier. But we will get all this plumbed up into there, get this piece all it does fit. I've got it round the wrong way. Got it round the wrong way. Haven't I? No, I haven't. Penis. Ha. Numpty. What an numpty. There we go. Slides on, lines up, everything's all good. Bolts will go back into that. Nice little half shoe shaft. And probably should have chucked my chain on it then. But I'm just not focusing on that either, am I? Look at that. So we got all that bit done, and I was moving on to this dealy boppy, and I took that tube, I don't know where the other end is, so you can, there we go, it was that one, the one that I was gonna cut up, but I decided to use the curves off of that instead, because I believe they're gonna fit in that much better than what the other would have. If I can try and line you up so you can see, yeah, it's quite a good sort of fit. So I've cut out that one and that one. I'm just going to take the burrs off the end, and then I am slicing down. Well, I'll line them up and take what I need. Obviously make them to the right sort of size, clean them all up, and then I'll get the rear end out and line it up and try and cut myself a chain of the right length. I think I said it earlier, but when the new sprocket turned up, I think I put it in there. No, it goes in there. Went in there. There it is. Look at that, in the bag. Split link, 428 as well. So, yeah, sweet. He sent us a split link, so I don't have to faff around. I've made my chain. Chain's hanging up there. Oh, they are good links after all. I thought they were dodgy then. But no, the chain's actually pretty decent. It's two chains. Two chains. Ooh! Freaking idiot. But I put them together. They're both about the same sort of length, and they'll do the job for now. Until I have to buy new ones, they'll do. So I'm going to get these all cut out and get these made up right for this, and see if I can get the sprocket nicely attached to the back end and have shit lined up, and then I have some inkling of where rollers and stuff need to go, and I can start building them, and then I know how much of a floor that I need to make. So one thing leads into the next, and without the first I'm fucked. So we'll get there, and yeah, I'll bring you guys back when I've got a little bit more going on. Kind of sorry, to be honest. I've jumped loads. Well, I'm messing around a bit, to be honest. I have made up the new mount down there for the exhaust. The exhaust is, obviously that's not done up yet, but she's a lot bloody better than she was already, and that's not even done up. I have made a throttle pedal. Yeah, it's all over the place. I've kind of built and forgot to film, and as you do. So, throttle pedal sits up in the side of the fairings. I've got it all strung up in a minute. I've had to cut a little bit out of it. I will show you guys in a little bit. I need to make a bracket, a mount that goes here just to hold this cable, and then when I push down the throttle, I have throttle. So yeah, hopefully I'll get that done. Oh, we will get that done, but I also have made this. Obviously, weld the hole up at the crack at the top. I might not bother, might just leave it because my foot doesn't get that far. But it clears the exhaust and stops it getting too hot, and it doesn't touch the exhaust anywhere. I'm just going to clear out all the space down the side, cleaning off the paint, and got to clean the paint off underneath the bottom of this. Yes, painting it, stupidity, but it cleared a lot of stuff out of my mind for that day, so I don't care. Probably have to do a clean up right now of rust anyhow, so painting was fine. So I get this bottom side cleaned up, I get this bit cleaned up, and I will make up a piece for the top of this. And luckily enough, it's all going to get hidden in the side plastics, like in the upper gap, like, you know. So move foot, thank you. So there, you know, there's a fair gap there for stuff. Obviously my gear lever goes through here and gets hidden away by that. So I thought I might as well just use it to hide stuff, and that turned out to be quite a decent mounting point. I've got a different nut for it. I've got a locking nut, so it's not going to come off, and I'm going to tack that end on so it doesn't come undone on me. But yeah, he's getting there. But I'm going to cut them off in a minute because they just keep pissing me off. But yeah, sorry guys, I didn't mean to jump on without you. I don't know if I've shown you, I think I've shown you this, but I gave it all a spray. You know, you can see wear and tear on it better, and she just looks better in black. So yeah, it's getting there. Oh, right, daylight. Oh, it's not really. It's a decent little torch. It's not a torch, it's a work light. But I've got a decent work light. I stole the throttle cable from that Quilquast Quest, whatever, the lawnmower that I took the fuel tank from. I stole that from. Oh, there's two of them, so, but that one's too short to bend round and do what I want. This one will fit up and do fine. I just gotta get the foot plate in, and then I can piss around with everything else, because I had this little one holding this in place up underneath this frame bar here, and it's just in the way when I'm trying to do all the pokey stuff for the cable and make a mount around this point. So yeah, well, one thing before the other. It's been that though, quite a lot of this. I've got to make one thing before the other, and then another thing before that. So hey, we'll get there. We'll keep cracking on through it all. Tick that list off as we go. We are back on it. Different day, but lightning is looking so much better. I rigged up a chain and stuff last night. It's literally only bungee to the back end and stuff, and you can see that little bit of floor pan I'd done. And yes, that is a throttle pedal. The throttle is all rigged up, that is complete. The half shaft down there is complete. There were two things I've managed to tick off the list. And if anyone's got eagle eyes that's actually been watching my vids, thank you for watching for one. And two good eyes, if you noticed. I have cut the two rear windows off. And now I have all the clearance in the world for my legs. It's brilliant. Lovely. But today I'm going to pull the exhaust off. I'm going to finish welding that in completely, because I only tacked it together really. And then we'll get the front bumper out. My cats are playing up. Get the front bumper out and clearance that little bit of tube under the bottom there. And I'll bring you guys back on once I've either done that or partway through it. I might do a bit of sculpting the front bumper on the film for you today. But we'll find out. Tyres are going flat again on the right. Well, that's the left side, but man, slow puncture. It's not too bad. It's plastic hubs, so metal one side, plastic the other, I think. Yeah, no, plastic both sides on that one. There's the brick under my feet, and I almost went flying. That straight into the cage. That would have been funny. Jerry got out. I think one of them is metal, one side. No, them ones are plastic. I think it's on the backs then. But they're in the shed. I've got to undo the engine bolts today. Slide that forwards a little bit, because there's rubbing on the steering wheel. Every time you steer, the steering bends back slightly on you. Just it's clearances on this thing. It's so tiny. It's difficult to get everything to clear. I'm definitely going to have to put some sprockets, not sprockets, rollers on this chain down here, just to duck it underneath the steering. But I've got metal work here, both sides, to put some ink on, be able to get that right. Like I say, I'm shunting the engine forward a tiny bit, but it's not going to get rid of all of that bag, and I don't want all that, so I will be putting in some sort of tensioner on that, or just doing my normal shit and put some small spaces and more spaces on the frame. These ones I won't weld in, they'll be ones that take out, because then I can just take the spaces out from underneath the engine every time I want to change the gears, the sprocket coming off the output. But we'll figure it out. I mean, the plate, it works quite well for my foot. I get to, sorry, almost dropped my phone. I can balance my foot in on it and like throttle or throttle. I made it. The throttle pedal is actually curved, so it slides underneath your foot, which is quite nice. So you can just slide it, or have your foot out here and I need to figure, obviously I'll have more foot plate covering up the rest exhaust and everything. More, it'll probably just come up to here, and I'll do something thinner from up there, but so yeah, we'll figure it out as we go along. But well, I think what I should probably be doing is trying to get this one sorted out. The old Franken scooter, took it out for a ride the other day and my speed control blew up. This one's alright, this one still works. The motors still seem alright, so yeah, we'll take a little break on lightning for now, guys, and I'm going to crack on with this one and see if I can get it done. But we've got parts lying around all over the place for lightning. But that'll be that for now. And like, subscribe and share please guys. And until next time, have a good time guys. Have fun.